Bartlett coming from Lakeview, and the whole team really swinging a hot bat right now, but she's got her 100th career hit under her belt as a senior. Kennedy from Lakeview, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. And we know that you did get 100 hits. I want to take you through that moment and talk about the emotions that kind of came to you when you were able to get that milestone.
Yeah, when I was going up to bat, I was excited, but I was trying to be calm because I didn't want to get my hopes up and like end up not getting it. But I was really excited. I was stepping in the box thinking this could be it. And then when I actually got it, it was so nice to hear like everyone was cheering just extra loud, and Matt came up and gave me a hug, and it was just a great moment.
Kennedy, when you start your varsity kind of career, is the 100 mark something that you had in your sights, or is it something that just obviously accumulated over time?
I wasn't even really thinking about it until last year, to be honest. My freshman year, I only had about like 15 or so hits probably. And so this just wasn't something I expected. But as I kept progressing as a player, it started to become a reality. So it just accumulated, I guess.
Kenny, you're one of the big reasons why this Lakeview program, especially the last 2 years, has really gone skyrocketed in the culture and in the skill department. Talk about what you've seen over the last 4 years, changing this culture, changing this program, and now being one of the best softball teams in the area.
I think a big part of the change was the positivity our team had. My freshman year, it was kind of rough. We weren't really confident in ourselves, but as we got a new coach and everything started looking up for us, and we started building together more as a team. So that's, I guess, when it started becoming better for us.
There's got to be an excitement in the air. I mean, you're on your way down to Myrtle Beach, right? So how excited are you for that?
Yes.
And what are the opportunities? What are you looking forward to most about being down in South Carolina?
I'm excited to see new teams and play in those fields that are definitely not as like muddy and wet as ours, and it won't be as cold. And honestly, I'm looking to get a nice little tan while I'm down there too. So that could be part of it.
Yes. You also get to spend a lot of time with your team, and I know you already do, but now you get to really bond with them. Talk about kind of the benefits that will have for you to be even closer with your teammates for a couple of days in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good for us. We haven't really had an experience like this. We go to dinner after games a lot, but that's different than like living with them for a while. So that'll help us learn a lot about each other, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Is there a particular food that you're looking to have down there? It's a little bit different grub from Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of planned our meals already, but I think we might get hibachi down there at some point.
Okay.
So
are you going to Rios? Are you going to Rios? Is that what you're talking about?
I have no idea, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe.
First time down there, so they're flying by the seat of the pants
blind.
a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
So if you go to Rios, it's one of those red card, green card, and they just keep bringing out the food constantly. If you end up there, you have to like save room for the pineapple, which is amazing. But they have sushi there as well. Literally anything you can have. Are you a seafood fan? Do you like seafood at all?
I'm not a huge seafood person, but
well, you're screwed. I'm sorry. That's just bad luck. But no, there's everything that you could want is down there. Obviously, the beach is incredible. There's a lot of softball teams down there this year too. So I'm sure that you're well acquainted with a lot of the teams that are already going down. Fitch, Canfield, South Range, and of course, you ladies are going down as well. So being excited about playing, that's number one. But I guess that leads into my next question is, like, how have you handled this mentally of playing one game and then off for three and then playing one and then, like the mental gymnastics of it? It's a challenge, is it not?
Yeah, we definitely have to adjust to everything every day. Like, we're supposed to have a game a day. I'll still bring my practice clothes to school just in case, because there's always that chance it's going to get canceled. So it's definitely a lot of adjusting, but I think it helps us build character as a team because it just shows that we're ready for anything.
Okay, so since you come prepared, was there a day where you learned that lesson the hard way, where you realized I better bring my practice clothes because I never know if we're gonna have a game when I come to school? Was there a moment when you had to make that reality and you had to make that thinking ahead?
There wasn't really one so much this year because the last 9 weeks at my school, I had a study hall last period, so I was able to go home between. But this quarter, I have something, so I've been bringing something every day. But one time this year, we were on the turf, and I assumed we'd be inside because it was freezing. But it was so cold, and I had just a t-shirt, so I guess that would be the only time this year.
That's tough skating right there. That is tough skating, literally. All right. The NE8 is home to some of the best softball teams in this area, the most competitive softball teams in this area. For you, is it an honor or is it like it's a stressor to have to gear up every single night without having those nights off to kind of let down your hair a little bit and just relax in the box? Obviously, you're pretty good. 100 hits, not so bad. But to have to always have your guard up, is that something you've grown accustomed to?
I think it can definitely be both a stressor and something as a motivator, because it is kind of scary when we're playing all these great teams in our conference, but it also gives us to beat those teams in our conference and make history for our school.
Kendi, you are a senior, of course, as we've talked about before. What are some things that you have in your future goals and the things that you're going to be doing after you graduate at Lakeview?
Next year, I'm going to Ohio State, and I'm going to study biology on a pre-professional track for medicine. I hope to eventually become a dermatologist. I've always wanted to be a doctor, so I have hopes for that.
Wow. Okay, let's start there. That's impressive. Secondly, I don't want to be that guy, but I think I have to correct you. And on behalf of anybody that's ever heard of or went to the Ohio State University, no, we're very proud of you. Obviously, what you've been able to do and accomplish on and off the field. Who are some of your role models and your heroes that have kind of led you in the direction and to be the great young lady that you are today?
Thank you. Some of my role models are definitely the members of my family, especially my parents. They've always pushed me they've always believed in me to be who I want to be, and they've never let me doubt myself. I especially want to thank my dad, because if with softball, he's always in the dugout keeping stats or something, and he's always trying to work on and off the field with me to get better. And I'm just very thankful for them. And I'm thankful for my teammates, because they're the best support system that I could ask for.
You know, you're not alone in this. A lot of softball players kind of grow up with their dad on the bucket, catching them and working with them for their softball game. Talk about this journey with him and what it's been like to have him by your side. And like you said, always there with the stats. If Game Changer ever is down for any reason for Lakeview, we get an immediate email from your dad with a recap to make sure that we still get a story up. What's it been like to be on this journey with him and to be able to kind of see your growth through his eyes as well?
It's honestly been great. I started playing when I was 6 years old, and he was by my side every step of the way. Whether it was just playing catch in the yard or loading the tee for me, he was always there. He's taken me to like every travel tournament I've had to go to, and he always jumps on any opportunity he has. He's actually going to be a chaperone for us on our Myrtle Beach trip. So it's great to see how involved he is, and it helps me want to be a better player, because he wants me to be the best player I can be.
What characteristic do you admire most about your folks?
Probably they're so understanding of me. Like, they were never the parents that like yelled at me on the car ride home if I did bad during a game, because they knew I was hard enough on myself. So I really respect that for both of them. It really means a lot to me to know I can just talk to them if I need to, and they're not going to be mad at me for doing something that I didn't want to do or anything like that.
I'm sure your mom and dad will both have answers themselves for this one, but which one do you think you're more alike? Do you think you're more like your mom or more like your dad?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it depends what we're talking about.
Which one's a doctor?
They actually work at the same place. They're both.
Well, there you go.
All right, so I have to ask the question of when you're trying to leave behind the legacy that you've obviously created for yourself What do you want people to remember most about the legacy and Kennedy Bartlett, just from a holistic standpoint?
I think as a whole, it'd be my positivity because I've grown a lot more as a player and being positive, whether it's about myself or for my teammates. So many people have talked about this. My dad tells me, but I think it's from volleyball. I just jump up and down whenever I get really excited in the field. And it's just awkward because I'm just standing there by myself, jumping up and down. But I guess that just brings positivity to everyone. And that's something I'd want them to remember.
Just don't jump off the base. That's all you have to do. Make sure you always have a foot on the base. You'll be fine.
Yep.
Kennedy,
All right.
one of my last questions for you. I always like asking players about their numbers. Is there a story behind yours, or is that number 22 just something you fell into?
Well, actually, I wanted to be number 14, but they didn't have that size in a jersey. But this is actually kind of cool story. I was between two different numbers in my size jersey, and it was 22 and something else. And I picked 22 just because it sounded nice at that time. But then my junior year, my grandma passed away, but she passed away on the 22nd at 2:22 in the morning. So now it's kind of a memorial thing for her.
That's awesome. That is how you end an interview. Unbelievable story. Great story, Kennedy. Hey, we are so excited to follow you down to Myrtle Beach. I think we have all of your games locked on here on YSN, so everybody can tune into them. So excited for that. So grateful for your time today. Thanks for taking time out for us and for everybody at home and everybody watching. You are a hero here on YSN, Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Kennedy Bartlett.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Take care, kiddo.
You too. Thank you.